The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Welcome into the show, Dennis Doghouse. How's everybody doing? Got Vanessa on producing mic. Hello, honey.
Hi. What's up?
How you doing? Feeling good?
Feeling good.
Okay, I got a call here from Mark Chevelle. What's up, Mark?
Just chilling, getting ready to go out to the hangout with Bill's Mafia.
So Mark here is in the fantasy league that I'm in, and we've been doing this shit for 20 years, and he's got a hookup. And you going to the Buffalo Pittsburgh game? Tell me about that.
Hold on. I don't mean to act like whatever, but a hookup? Dude, he's not a hookup. He's a sugar daddy.
Okay, yeah, sugar daddy. My bad. Tell me about that.
My sister's husband, his old school ties goes back to Pittsburgh where his family grew up. I've been married for 34 years. He's been married for 30, and I don't know, 8 years ago he said, let's go to a Steeler game. And of course I said, I can't do that. I'm poor. And long story short, he's done well for himself. He travels a lot, so I get free air miles. He's in the hotel business, so it's free hotel. And when he travels, he has to have a Uber or a car, so he gets a discount. So I go to a game once a year. It's all free. It don't cost him nothing, and we buy a seat and have fun.
Jackpot, dude. Nice.
Hell yeah. We were in Lambeau Field last year. He's big in the hotel business with them. Long story short, everything was comped. The seats, sitting in the press box seats, private bathroom, buffet, free drinks, sitting next to the Watts.
Yeah, I know. You sent pictures and shit. You're next to what, T.J. Watt and his family were there?
Next to the family. I hung out with T.J.'s mother-in-law. You know, whatever. You know, I'm a 57-year-old little girl, but it was cool.
Man, that is awesome. Man, jeez. That was pretty cool.
I called my daughter because I didn't know the Watts were going to be there.
Yeah.
And she's a huge TJ fan, and I told her who I was sitting next to. Of course, my balls were roasted from her. But, yeah, hell yeah. Once a year, man, get out and do something, have a little fun. Doesn't cost nobody nothing.
Dude, okay. Tell them hello for me, and tell them to watch the show and shit. You went to a Dogpound, too, huh? How was that?
Yeah, the Dogpound. You know what? I've hated the Brownies. Of course, they're the Brownies. They've always been the Brownies most of the time. They got their championships, you know, in the 60s. But other than that, they go through every first-round pick forever. I went to the game in Cleveland. It was a rainstorm the whole time. It was the first tie that the Browns got from the Steelers, and they said, we're on our way up. Funny shit, the next year they got Baker Mayfield. Finally pull out of the Brownies crap, and they cast him aside. So, yeah, badass trip, man. All respect for the Brownies.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they've seen some failures and shit and heartbreaks too, man. Shit.
Some failures or all the failures. It's either been them and the Lions who had more failures.
Shit, and the Texans they're climbing.
The Texans are working hard, man. They hired Lovey. Yeah.
You did Chicago, huh? Soldier Field.
Yeah, Chicago was a dud. They talk about the bean. I thought Soldier Field was going to be one of the iconic trips. It was a dud. The seats were expensive as hell. Several obstructions. No tailgating whatsoever.
Jesus, that's crazy.
I mean, I was in San Francisco 2 years ago, and I didn't have to partake in the left-handed cigarettes, but the left-handed cigarettes made me feel. So, yeah, crazy shit, man.
Jeez. Yeah, that's surprising with Soldier Field. You think it'd be more tailgating and shit.
Well, and that's the thing is the first time he called me, hey, man, let's go do a Steelers game. And we did the first game. It was against the Bungles. We sat at the 49-yard line, 8 rows up. It cost me $1 million, but it was the first game ever.
So that's Big Ben?
Yeah, Big Ben, of course. So that's when they went to the Super Bowl '95 against the Jets. We went back there later. And so we went 2 times that year. And the next year he says, man, let's travel and have a little fun. So, yeah, it's been Chicago, San Francisco, Kansas City, Cleveland. I drove through a hurricane to get to the Kansas City gig.
Yeah, how was Arrowhead? How was that?
It was badass. It's amazing that they still get away with their little Indian chant where the Washington 5 names later.
Yeah. Is it Commanders? Is it Commanders? What is it? Generals?
Commanders, the Generals, the Peons.
The football team.
Yeah, it's amazing Kansas City gets through it. I will tell you, man, they're big in football, and it was a pretty cool trip.
Yeah, that's badass. Did Packers win that day?
Shut up.
Wow.
I sat in the executive suite. The hotel was free. The seats were free. Everything was free from the Sugar Daddy last year. Yeah, so.
Jesus. Other half lives, man. What's up? Okay,
you know what? Other than this, I'm just an average Joe, and I lapsed onto my sister's husband.
Yeah, you're like a mechanic, right? You fix Corvettes and shit. You're a big car guy. Don't you have like an old classic?
I have too many, actually. Actually, I have a 72 Chevy C10 badass up for sale. I have my 66 Chevelle and my daughter's 70 Chevelle. But yeah, it's I turn a few wrenches and grub around the crap.
So let's talk about Steelers and shit. You're raised a Steelers fan, or what's up with that?
Man, I'm 57. First Super Bowl is in the 74-ish. I saw the Immaculate Reception as I spied around TV around the corner. It was bed-by time. Mom said go to bed. Monday Night Football, the halftime highlights with Howard Cosell.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's where the Steelers came for me. 75, I can recollect and do a few things, but I've been a Steelers fan since 75, 76. Wasn't that much involved in the first Super Bowl and the Immaculate Reception, but hell yeah. Actually, my daughter goes to UNT, which is in Dallas, University of North Texas. That's where Joe Green graduated. Come into the league in '69. So they had their retirement of his number at UNT. I was in the front row with my daughter.
Damn.
at the college when they had him on the field and retired his number for there. So hell yeah.
Yeah, Mean Joe Green, dude, still curtain.
I mean, it's all about pounding ass and defense. I played soccer when I was young. I was a halfback. I was a wrestler, and I was a defensive wrestler. I'm not going to brag, but I did third in nationals, Texas state champion a couple of years, New Mexico 1 year. It's always about hitting somebody. And who was it last night in last night's game?
Oh, you want to talk about that game?
Oh, hell yeah, the ugliest game in the whole wide world.
That was crazy, man.
Shit, who was the guy that got popped in the very beginning and stumbled like Tua?
Yeah, what, Nines, Hines, Mines? Or
Yeah,
what was
Hines, the backup
running back for the Colts, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not for concussions and people being hard, but I was a little guy, and I've always been defense, and that's what took me to the Steelers. Was the Steelers in the beginning, the front line, kick your ass. I don't have to have the wide receiver dance. Just let me hit somebody and smack them across the mouth.
Yeah, no shit. Everything changes when you get hit and shit. Yeah, well, you talk about Earl Campbell and the Oilers and Steelers games. Those were some good ones. I was a little too young to kind of remember everything, but you've seen highlights and stuff of Earl running over people.
I got one for you. The famous run that you see if you Google Earl Campbell is probably against the Dolphins, like a 75-yard run where he ran over 15 Mack trucks and all that shit.
Yeah, is that what, Monday Night Football where he's running on the sidelines?
Right. So back in the day, the Oilers and the Steelers were in the same division, believe it or not.
Yeah.
The Steelers went to Super Bowls kicking Renfro out.
Yeah, the Renfro play. Yeah, the Renfro shit. And then they brought in, they better do instant replay because of that shit.
Hell fucking yeah, they did. I mean, the immaculate reception, the Renfro instant replay. I think there's another rule that came through the Oilers and the Steelers from back in the day. So anyway, I went just fresh off of marriage. We went up to the mom and dad in Arkansas. We hauled ass back 100 miles an hour in a pack of Steeler fans that come down from Pittsburgh, and this is back when you had to do that shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is back in 80-ish, and we cruised ass, went to the Astrodome. It was the year before they closed down. And, that was my first Steelers game in the Astrodome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those times were, not good for the Oilers, but some badass games for sure.
Hey, what it comes down to is the people that watch them and the memories that they get, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Oilers and the Bengals and shit, they're in the same division.
Yeah, a simple little thing called football, and it's amazing what it does.
All right, so let me switch. So let's talk about Tomlin. What do you think of Tomlin, Pittsburgh, the coach?
Through my whole life, they've told me, Mark, if you want to do anything, you have to crawl out of the rock. That's Tomlin, man. Solid as a rock. I'll be honest with you, I was surprised that he bailed on, what's that quarterback they brought in? Whatever. I was surprised they changed this soon because he's going up against Bill's Mafia.
Trubisky?
For his first start. Trubisky, yes. That dude was picked before Deshaun got a hard-on. And what's the guy in Kansas City?
Mahomes.
Yeah. Same shit, man. He was picked before both of those guys. Yeah, he's bad.
What about the new kid? What about, is it Pickett?
Pickett. Pickett and Pickens. Who do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Well, okay, which one? Pickett or Pickens?
Okay, who's going to be better, Pickett or Pickens?
You,
Because Pickett, I'm going to say a quarterback's a tough job, but Pickens, man, he looks pretty badass so far.
yeah,
I mean, you only have to have a shoulder pad, and he'll catch the ball.
yeah, it looks like a physical receiver. Kind of reminds me of Hines Ward from Pittsburgh.
There you go. And that's funny that you say that, because if I cheer for somebody or something, it's always defense. Troy Polamalu, James Harrison. James Harrison is my favorite Steeler guy.
Yeah, I hear he does like volleyball with like a
Yeah, so favorite
ball or
Steeler
something.
guy number 2 is on offense, and I don't care about offense. I told you about that. I'm a defensive guy, but Hines Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a rule change for Hines Ward because he's smacking somebody blocking?
Yeah, no shit.
Is that terrible? You're a wide receiver, and you go out and block somebody, and you're crucified for it.
Yeah, he lay people out too.
Hell, fucking Hines Ward, man. Hell yeah. So, hold on. What's the Cowboys guy? Cooper Rush?
Yeah,
Is that crazy or what?
yeah, he's what 4-0 or something. I got him losing this week though to the Rams. I don't know why. Just something tells me the Rams are going to win.
Stafford is a fairy tale. Hold on. Stafford's a fairy tale that got his win coming from the Lions. So my sweet-ass cousin, Kim, I call her Slits. She's a Broncos fan. She lives in Denver, outskirts of Denver. They got the Wilson guy. Her and the husband both have Wilson jerseys, season tickets to the Broncos. And what do you think their feelings are?
Dude,
right?
that game, dude, it's probably the worst game in the history of football, man.
So they're stuck with Russell Wilson, guaranteed 156 for 3 years.
I can't believe it. You know, I go fall asleep to it, and then I wake up, and the Colts, I guess, took them to overtime and beat them on a field goal. I'm like, holy shit.
Dude, he looks bad.
Dude.
I mean, okay, so I'm going to compare that with Mike Tomczak. No, that's not him. Mike Tomlin. No, that's him. What's the Steeler guy? Trubisky.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to compare him to that, and he's actually done pretty badass.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was fucking crazy. You know, to see those two quarterbacks, too, they're, you know, two big name guys and stuff struggle like that. That was hard to watch. It was funny listening to like Al Michaels and stuff, you know, and try to like, you know, make humor of it. It was pretty good.
Hell yeah. Is it going to be drama land with Jerry? Because, you know, Jerry don't care about football. He only thinks about who's talking about him and how much money he's making.
Mm-hmm.
So he's loving it, man. So Zeke Freaks in your football league, he's the Cowboy guy. He hates it. It's, you know, he's winning, but he's winning with Cooper Rush, and there's too much drama, and he ain't liking it.
QB controversy.
Hey, man, if you win ugly, it doesn't matter. The end of the day is a dub.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a guy in there and y'all are just winning, I mean, it's tough to take him out. Especially if homeboy's coming off some kind of a serious injury or a lingering injury.
Yeah, and I agree. But maybe he comes back extra healthy. And if they keep winning with a nobody, then you got to take a back seat for the team. Give the guy a chance to crumble, and then you come back and take over the season and be a Super Bowl champion, Dallas Cowboy.
Okay, so, all right, I'm switching. So you, Oilers, so you kept up with the Oilers like House of Pain and shit, Jerry Glanville? That was the shit, right? Run and shoot with what, Pardee?
Dude, I've been here since 76, and I've been a football fan my whole life. I'm a Cornhusker. Hell yeah.
Glanville was badass, right? He's the kind of guy we need, right?
Hell yeah, I would love to love the Houston teams, but I'm a Steeler fan, and the Houston teams are usually crap, so they give me a chuckle. So I win my Super Bowl or whatever, and I get a chuckle from the Houston. Yeah, much respect. My wife actually met Earl Campbell and Pastorini. And Pastorini, he's a whole nother story to go. That guy's badass. The stories that I've heard about him through the years.
Say something. Yeah, tell one of those.
I don't know a whole lot. He was kind of the next generation Joe Namath.
Mm-hmm.
The same old shit. He's getting paid to play football. He's making a good living. Other than the Steelers, he was there. I'm a Steelers fan in Houston, so I don't mind hearing Houston drama because it's funny. But I will say the Houston fans deserve some stuff. Their football, it's all about football down south, man.
Oh, I know, dude. It's still hardcore selling the games out and stuff, and this product's been shit for the last, 10 years.
I mean, hell yeah, you've been here forever. You're born and raised here, aren't you?
That's right.
There you go. So is that your passion? The Oilers/Texans? What's your passion?
What's my team?
Who's your team? Who do you live and die for?
I guess it would have been the Oilers, but they moved. So, I guess early Texans, but it's getting harder to do that.
Isn't that terrible? So as I babble on about the Steelers, and I think about you in Houston area, the Bud Grant and steal the team to the Tennessee. So let's go to the Steelers, where the Ravens and the Brownies both moved. Right?
Yeah.
There was a game loss, I believe, for the Ravens, and that weekend, within a weekend, they were packed up and moved to fucking Baltimore.
Yeah, that's fucking, they just picked, I know. That's
just
crazy.
Picked up and moved, man. Hey, man, I'm waking up, I got a Sunday morning, a Monday morning hangover, and the next thing I'm looking at the newspaper, which is thrown on your doorstep. This is not the internet. It's throw a newspaper on your doorstep.
Yeah.
And that's moves. Okay, so going back from there, so when I'm living in Houston, being a Steeler fan, I got the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, which was the newspaper back in the 80s-ish, where there's no internet. And the Pittsburgh paper is delivered from Pittsburgh to Houston. I get it 2 days late. But you know what? Badass, man. Internet resource, right?
Yeah, no shit. We're all checking fantasy stats on the paper and shit.
Don't go there.
Fucking tablets.
Actually,
I wrote down. I missed some of the golden era of the Texans. Kubiak and Arian Foster, Andre Johnson, little Shabby Watt. Then they they did all that. They were good. Then they did the Letterman jacket shit, and it was like fucking cornball, and then we get smoked by fucking Patriots. It's just. Ugh.
Don't go there, because the Steelers are a bit of Tom Brady's bitch. Fuck you. You didn't hear it. Houston football, man. The Houston people deserve more. I can't wait till they get it, because I crucify them and curse them because they're in the AFC. But Houston football, man, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, I watched. We were telling you about earlier about how I was a fan of the Raiders back in maybe '83, and then same as the Redskins too, with John Riggins, and then the Raiders with Howie Long and all them, Alzado, and watching. NFL Network put out those Super Bowl shows or something, and every Super Bowl winner. That '83 one, man, sticks out. If you got fucking John Facenda on the mic and stuff.
So, yeah, the Miami Dolphins, 1972, last undefeated team to win a Super Bowl. They still have a drink when the last team goes down as undefeated every single year.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I want to say it started off at 7 guys. Hadn't done any research, but it's pretty low. It's slim pickings of those guys having that high dollar scotch.
Yeah, that's still badass. It's cool. It's pretty cool they could just still hang on to that. I thought, with the Patriots, I thought they was going to do it, but...
Well, the Patriots ain't done it undefeated. They had the 1 year, remember? They lost the Super Bowl, I believe, to the Manning guy.
Damn,
as the last undefeated season.
So he's lost twice to Eli.
Yes, they did. But Eli was the one that put him out as the last bitch of the undefeated team. So, yeah, they still do it every year. They get together, have their drink, have their toast of their high dollar scotch.
Mm-hmm.
How many are left? I don't know.
All right, I'm going to switch. Let's. What about this Antonio Brown guy, the old Pittsburgh receiver? I remember back in the day. Okay, hold on.
Hold on. He was a worthless pick. You understand the Steelers had the repertoire of peeling out badass receivers out of nowhere. So, yeah, AB, I think he was in Brazil or somewhere.
No, it's Dubai where he exposes
Dubai,
himself.
there you go. Yep,
I
and
saw
he's
that.
winging around with his wing-a-ding in the pool.
Jesus.
And, before the day that he decided to leave Pittsburgh, he put out a thing, and he said, I'm not a football player. I'm a product. Okay? I'm a product, not a football player. In other words, I make money, and this is what I do.
Yeah, I remember in his prime, to me, I didn't follow the Steelers like you did, but from the outsides, he come off like a kind of humble guy and kind of quiet and, just dominated on the field and stuff. And then
in the beginning, yes. And then he got off his rookie contract and he got the big contract. And there was, I can't give names, but there were Steeler people within the organization, long-timers, blah, 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 and they told the Steelers, if you gave this guy the contract, it's going to be your detriment. And sure enough, they gave him the contract, and, he turned into cesspool.
Yeah. The concussions later and stuff, and then him quitting on the field, and then this episode, and geez, this is going to go down a bad road. It already is.
Well, and I'll tell you, as being a Steeler fan, getting past the cesspool, he was entertaining, right?
Right.
And that's what he said. I'm not a football player. I'm an entertainer. I'm a money maker, and that's what he's still doing today. Is he a dumbass? What's that running back that went from the Steelers to the Jets? Remember he held out for 1 year?
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell. Of course, he did knock out Peterson in the boxing range. You hear about that?
Oh, yeah, they're fighting now.
Yeah.
I've seen Frank Gore do that shit too.
Hell yeah, but he was the man in football as a running back for the Steelers, and as soon as he went to the Jets, what did he turn into? I think a year and a quarter before they finally cut him, and then I think he went to Kansas City in Hilaire's second year begging for something. Yeah,
because he held out for a year and stuff.
Yeah, well, he did it the nice way, not like AB, but he did it nice way. But yeah, he tried to held out for more money, and the Steelers offered him a great contract, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't $250 million of a boner contract from fucking Deshaun Watson.
What Browns did for Watson.
Yeah, funny shit. Funny shit. So what's going to happen, man? What's going to happen with the Brownies? Deshaun's going to come back First game back against the Texans.
Mm-hmm. Imagine
what's going to happen, dude? What's your prediction? What's the Las Vegas odds?
Fuck if I know. I would take the Browns to win, but I don't. Watson may do something, but they just hand it off to fucking Chubb, dude. He'll run all over the Texans.
Well, you know what? And that's, as you say, and as the Browns coming up with their Cobra, is it Brissett there?
Yeah.
Jacoby?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're pretty badass.
Yeah, and he's done well. And yeah, I mean, they're a running team. You just have a mentality. So
what's your prediction for Watson coming back? A year and a half to 2 years out of the NFL. Everybody praised him as the next guy. I've been here in Houston, and I'm not sold on that. What's the Brownies going to get? Are they going to go back to the Brownies?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many weapons he's got in Cleveland right now. I mean, you have the tight end and maybe that Peoples dude, but I mean, he may do something. I mean, all he has to do really is just get the running game going and just move the sticks. So,
you think that's going to happen?
We'll see. Who knows?
Easy.
I mean, they had such a long line,
Dude, that's easy. This is the Brownies. And this is Baker Mayfield that drug them out of the abyss of hell, that put them on the map finally. And 1 year that they did something, they cast him aside and bring in the Watson shit. Yeah, he went to Carolina's how he looks, but yeah, that's another day.
Mm-hmm. I know you got to run. I'm gonna let you go.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming on, dude. Good talk.
Hey, man, hold on. Before you leave, make sure I get a win this week in fantasy football.
Yeah, you need a win, dude. I felt for you last one. You lost like 180 to 200 or something. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
man?
Yeah, against the other loser team. That's all right, man. I'm still fighting. I'm gonna fight till the end.
Hey, Bill's Mafia, dude. Throw them through a
Bill's
table.
Mafia.
Okay, if they throw you through a table, you need to video it and shit. We'll put it on my show.
Dude, I'll send you some shit. Like I said, last year we went to Green Bay and everything was fucking free. So.
Hey, I bet the tailgating will be better at Buffalo than it was any other place.
Yeah, Green Bay was good. Green Bay was badass because you walk through a regular Joe neighborhood, just like I'm coming over to your house, and you go one house farther, and all of a sudden the stadium's just right there.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, so, hey, nostalgia, man. Buffalo Bills, man. Maybe I'll fucking hang out with Jim Kelly.
Oh, no shit.
Thurman Thomas, man.
Hey, Kelly, old Houston Gambler, dude. That dude's a stand-up dude, man.
Yeah, man, that's Jim Kelly. That's a whole lot of stuff from them.
All right, brother. Take care of your shit. Have a good trip, man.
I will have a trip. I'll call you and get another win for DGHSE. Rock and roll, man.
All right, brother.
All right, later.
Later. Good from hearing from Mark Chevelle. He's a good dude. Known him for a minute. Big Steelers guy. Yeah, I got something for him. Thank you, honey. What are we on time?
32.
I'm going to play, let's play a little, I need some Raiders Facenda. I'll set that up. Peace out. Next time, Doghouse Sports, episode 3. You found me, Dennis Cook. What's up? Till the next time. Later. Peace.
Christensen also was an eyewitness to the brilliance of Marcus Allen. And late in the third quarter, he saw a play that he will never forget.
When I'm 95 and I'm hooked up to the wires on ESPN or whatever the station will be back then, channel 1036 will show that replay, and I know that I'll be like this in my hospital bed because I never get tired of seeing that play.
That play was 17 Bob Trejo.
Even now, whenever I see that highlight, I get tingles. I remember John Facenda saying, "Here comes Marcus Allen, running with the night. That's a good memory.
On came Marcus Allen, running with the night.
Ask you something, with all the distractions you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.